Listen, Brooklyn, we're past St. Patty's Day. You got to give it up on the Irish potatoes.
Listen, Mr. Italian, you're not understanding. The luck of the Irish never runs out. Oh, and speaking of luck, some Temple sports teams are probably feeling pretty lucky after some big wins this week.
Big wins. You know who else is feeling lucky? The fans that are allowed back in the stands. Listen, we got that and a whole bunch more. But first, let's take a timeout.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Temple Timeout. Busy week in Temple Athletics. Alex, how are you feeling?
What's up, Brooklyn? Listen, you're going to have to bear with me. Not only is my nose sunburned and peeling, but it's also stuffed, so I can barely talk. But don't worry. I got tested yesterday. Thank God at Temple's resources. And if you don't believe me, don't worry, because you can't catch it by watching this video anyway. So just hop into things.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that. But you're right. Let's jump into things. Let's head over to the pitch first. Women's soccer was back in action on Wednesday night, welcoming the SMU Mustangs. SMU struck first at the 8-minute mark with this follow-up from Jewel Boland. They would score again in the first, and then Boland strikes again right after halftime to make it a 3-0 game. Temple would find the net late in the game, but didn't give themselves enough time to work their way back. They fall 3-1 on the season.
Fans were in attendance for these contests over the weekend after restrictions on outdoor events in the city loosened last week. Nate Stanley from the sports desk was there to talk to fans who are just excited that they don't have to watch them home anymore, and that's understandable.
As you can see, this is what we do.
Milton Johnson, the father of junior soccer player Gabby Johnson, has been supporting his daughter in the stands since she was a child, making the news that the season would be played without fans that much harder.
We feel like we're a part of this also. So, yeah, it was a crush, but we knew why, and we got to get through it, you know.
Parents like those of field hockey junior Claire Thomas have had to find new and creative ways of showing their support.
We traveled up to Villanova. We watched out through the fence. We've been standing out here on Girard Street for a number of games.
Social media-wise, you know, when they were playing, we would congratulate them, you know, through Twitter, through Instagram and stuff.
Supporting players virtually seemed to be the new normal. But now, thanks to city regulations, the players are able to get support from right here in the stands.
Excited that Temple's been moving forward and trying to manage the protocols, making it safe for everybody so we can get back to some sense of normalcy. But to be able to sit here in the stands today and watch the Owls play is really a fantastic day for me.
The athletic department has implemented a number of safety precautions, including limiting guests to 2 per player, enforcing 6-foot social distancing, and mandatory mask wearing. These measures, combined with the slowing of the spread of COVID-19, will hopefully bring even more special moments for fans and players alike. Nate Stanley, Temple Update.
On Tuesday, Ed Bergolson Hall was back in operation for the 2021 Pro Day. Things looked a little different this year, but there were still 8 Owls who got the chance to make their mark in front of NFL scouts. Some members of the class of 2020 were also back at 10th and Diamond after the COVID shutdown stripped their opportunity of a Pro Day last March. And they were joined by guys from this year's graduating class for a day full of trials and tests, and for some, it was even a chance to begin their talks with NFL teams.
Quite a few scouts. Talked to the Eagles scouts, the Titans. I actually worked with the San Francisco scout today. Jaguars, the Chargers. I talked to those scouts as well. They all were pretty impressed with how I ran. And I feel as though today went well. I ran faster than where a lot of scouts thought I was going to run. I ran good routes. I moved well for my size.
You know, my position drills went well. And I think that's what's kind of, you know, most important, especially for as a D lineman. Like, they want to see you bend, they want to see you move.
I found out that I was doing this pro day about a week or so into February. And at the time, honestly, I had COVID at the time. I'm looking at the clock like I have a month. And now the anxiety of having COVID and not being able to do anything for those first 2 weeks, I was in my room going crazy. I attacked every single day as hard as I can because I had to get back the time that I had lost.
Defensive tackle Dan Archibong had a big day on the bench press, putting up a high of 28.5 reps. Another top prospect and wide receiver Brandon Mack posted a 4.64 40-yard dash time. Running back Jagger Gardner, who suffered a season-ending ankle injury back in 2019, was back in action. He posted a 4.66 40 time and a 9-foot 9-inch broad jump.
Now let's take a look back at some highlights from over the weekend. Listen, 3 games, 3 wins, and we're going to take a look at 2 of them. Starting with Drexel visiting Temple in field hockey, the Owls got on the board only 2 minutes in with this goal from Sydney Borman, and it was all defense from there. Goalkeeper Christina Caratanudo earned her 3rd shutout of the season with 3 saves. Temple wins 1-0.
And the day before, a neck-and-neck women's lacrosse matchup between Temple and St. Joe's. 7 different players scored for the Owls, including Karen Akrasius, who netted the game-winning goal. It took not 1, but 2 overtimes to decide this one. Temple wins it, though, 11-10. Since this win, Temple has found themselves ranked 25th in the NCAA coaches poll and 20th in the Maverick media poll. Now today and Sunday, the Owls will host the number 11 ranked Florida Gators in a weekend doubleheader with a prime chance to bolster those rankings. Start time today is 3 p.m. and noon on Sunday. Both will be streamed on ESPN+.
Senior captain J.P. Moorman confirmed a Temple update on Tuesday that he is entering the transfer portal and will not be returning to North Broad for his final year of eligibility. Moorman averaged about 7 points per game and 5 rebounds per game in this past season with the Owls and was an important leader on and off the court. He made the announcement on his social media thanking Temple fans and saying, quote, "The last 4 years were nothing short of amazing."
And that is all the time we have for this episode of Temple Timeout. But as always, be sure to follow us on Twitter at @TU_SportsDesk to stay on top of all the latest news in the Temple sports world.
Said it best, Brooklyn. Listen, I need a coffee break. We got to get out of here. We're going to see you guys next week. All right?